Attraction is not a number on your driver's license. It is not about clinging to youth or trying to fit into a world that no longer belongs to you. It is about presence. The way you carry yourself, the energy you exude, and the quiet power that comes from knowing exactly who you are. Too many men fall into the trap of believing that their appeal fades with time, that younger women will only be interested if they chase after trends, adopt the slang of a younger generation, or flaunt material wealth to compensate for the years they've accumulated. But the truth is, attraction is not about youth. It is about depth. It is about the contrast between a man who still fumbles to prove himself and a man who has already arrived. A younger woman is not drawn to an older man because he tries to imitate a 20-something. She is drawn to him because he has what younger men lack: stability, wisdom, self-assurance, and a presence that commands respect without demanding it. When a man fully owns his age with confidence, when he moves through the world as if he has nothing to prove, he becomes magnetic. His experience is not something he hides, it is something he wears like a well-tailed suit, with ease and quiet authority. But here's the problem. Many older men unknowingly sabotage themselves. They make mistakes that turn them from distinguished to desperate, from commanding to comical. They don't lose attraction because of their years, but because of their actions. They try too hard to reclaim a youth that is no longer theirs, instead of embracing the strength that comes with maturity. They lean on money, power, or status as a crutch, rather than letting their character do the work. They confuse control with confidence, arrogance with wisdom, and superiority with leadership. These are the habits that kill attraction, not age itself. There is a fine line between being an older man who turns heads and one who makes women cringe. The difference is not in appearance, but in attitude. If you have ever felt that younger women seem interested at first, but then lose attraction just as quickly, if you've ever wondered why some older men effortlessly command attention while others struggle, the answer lies in how they present themselves. Today, we're breaking down the 7 habits that repel younger women, not to teach you how to fit in with them, but to help you become the kind of man who never has to try. The 7 unattractive habits that push younger women away. Attraction is not about chasing youth, nor is it about trying to mold yourself into what you think women want. It is about self-assurance, presence, and an unshakable confidence in who you are. Yet many older men unknowingly destroy their own appeal by adopting habits that make them look insecure, desperate, or out of touch. It's not age that repels younger women, it's behaviors that signal weakness rather than strength. If you recognize yourself in any of these, it's time to change, not for them, but for yourself. Number 1. Trying too hard to act young. Nothing is more transparent and more unattractive than a man who is afraid of his own age. When an older man starts mimicking the latest slang, dressing like he raided his son's closet, or forcing himself into conversations about TikTok trends, he doesn't look cool. He looks lost. Women are not drawn to older men because they act like 20-year-olds. They are drawn to them because they bring something that younger men lack: maturity, wisdom, and a calm sense of self. The man who owns his age commands respect. He doesn't chase trends, he refines his presence. He doesn't try to blend into a younger world, he builds his own world and lets others step into it. Style should be timeless, conversation should be meaningful, and humor should be natural. A man who is comfortable in his own skin doesn't need to pretend to be anything else. Number 2. Flaunting wealth as a substitute for character. Money can open doors, but it cannot hold a woman's attention if the man behind it is empty. A man who constantly flashes his wealth, name drops expensive brands, or brags about his assets is not seen as successful. He is seen as insecure. Younger women don't dislike financial success, but they are turned off when it is the only thing a man has to offer. True wealth is not in the things you own, but in the way you carry yourself. A man who is genuinely successful does not feel the need to prove it. His lifestyle, his presence, and his confidence already speak for him. The difference between a man who is truly valuable and one who only appears to be is simple. One leads with presence, the other hides behind possessions. Number 3. Complaining about modern women and dating. Two things are more exhausting than a man who blames the world for his struggles. The older man who constantly talks about how women today have changed, how modern dating is broken, or how social media has ruined everything, is not wise. He is bitter. Complaining does not make you look strong, it makes you look powerless. A high-value man adapts. He sees reality for what it is and moves accordingly. He does not waste time resenting change. He focuses on mastering himself in any environment. Women, especially younger women, are drawn to men who embrace life rather than complain about it. If you constantly find yourself ranting about how things used to be better, stop. That mindset makes you seem stuck in the past, unable to lead in the present. Number 4. Being possessive and controlling. There is a difference between being protective and being possessive. The first makes a woman feel secure. The second makes her feel trapped. Many older men, after experiencing betrayal or heartbreak, develop a fear of losing control. They start checking their partner's phone, questioning her every move, or demanding constant updates on where she is and who she's with. This behavior does not show strength, it shows weakness. A man who trusts himself does not need to suffocate his partner. A man who values himself does not fear losing a woman because he knows that his presence alone is enough to keep her interested. Women, especially younger ones, crave freedom and independence. The moment a man tries to control her, she starts looking for the exit. True confidence is knowing that she chooses to be with you not because you keep her on a leash, but because you give her no reason to leave. Number 5. Talking down to her like she's a child. Wisdom is attractive, condescension is not. Many older men make the mistake of assuming that their age automatically makes them superior in every conversation. They interrupt, correct, and dismiss younger women's ideas as cute or naive. What they don't realize is that nothing kills attraction faster than making a woman feel like she is being lectured rather than listened to. A woman does not want to be impressed by how much you know. She wants to feel that you respect her intelligence. A man who can lead a conversation without dominating it, who can share knowledge without belittling, and who can inspire rather than lecture, is far more attractive than the man who constantly needs to prove how much he knows. Number 6. Neglecting your physical appearance. Attraction is visual, no matter how old you are. An older man does not need to look young, but he does need to look like he still values himself. Too many men let themselves go as they age, dressing without effort, skipping the gym, or settling into a routine that signals that they have given up. Women are not drawn to men because of their age. They are drawn to the energy they project. A man who stays fit, dresses well, and moves with purpose is attractive at any age. Looking distinguished is not about wrinkles or grey hair. It is about how you carry yourself. A man who presents himself with discipline and care is always more desirable than a man who looks like he's stopped trying. Number 7. Acting like you know everything. There is nothing wrong with confidence, but arrogance repels. Some older men believe that their years of experience give them the right to dismiss younger perspectives. They dominate conversations, correct opinions, and act as if they have all the answers. But the moment a man stops being curious, he stops being interesting. The most attractive men are not the ones who claim to know everything, but the ones who remain students of life. They listen, they ask questions, they engage with new ideas rather than shutting them down. They are firm in their values, but open in their minds. A man who carries wisdom with humility is respected. A man who forces it on others is avoided. Age does not make a man unattractive. His actions do. The older man who turns heads is not the one who clings to youth, but the one who fully embraces who he has become. He is secure, not desperate. He is confident, not controlling. He is wise, not arrogant. He does not need to prove himself because his presence already does. If you want to be a man who younger women find irresistible, stop focusing on them and start focusing on yourself, because the moment you become the kind of man who doesn't chase, you become the kind of man who attracts. Attraction is never about the number of years you've lived. It's about how you carry those years. A man who believes age is the reason younger women lose interest is a man who has already given up. It is not time that makes a man undesirable, but the way he responds to it. Some men grow older and become more refined, more confident, more powerful. Others let fear take over, clinging to youth in desperation or surrendering to time with no fight left in them. The difference isn't age, it's mindset. A man who embraces his age with confidence, wisdom, and presence is attractive at any stage of life. He doesn't try to imitate younger men because he knows his appeal lies in what he has built within himself. He doesn't flaunt his wealth as a mask for insecurity because he understands that his value is in his character, not his bank account. He doesn't complain about modern dating or blame women for his struggles because he knows that a man who constantly looks outward for answers is a man who refuses to take responsibility for himself. Possessiveness, insecurity, arrogance, these habits don't form overnight. They are the result of years spent fearing loss instead of embracing strength. A high-value man does not hold on too tightly because he knows that anything worth having cannot be forced to stay. He does not condescend or talk down to a woman because he sees her as an equal, not as someone beneath him. He does not let himself go physically or mentally because he respects himself too much to become complacent. Life is a choice. You can either grow into the man who commands respect simply by existing, or you can become the man who fades into the background, wondering why the world no longer notices him. Attraction has never been about youth. It has always been about presence, discipline, and self-respect. The moment you start carrying yourself like a man of value, the world will respond accordingly. The men who refuse to evolve will always be left behind. The ones who master themselves will always be pursued. If you found value in this, don't just walk away. Take action. Hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to Ultimate Stoicism so you never miss another lesson in power, confidence, and self-mastery. Your journey doesn't end here. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. What resonated with you? What lessons have you learned along the way? Engage, grow, and be part of a community of men who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Subscribe now, because the path to becoming unstoppable starts with one decision.